So today I'm going to be talking about fasting. I'm sure many of you have heard about it before, or intermediate fasting, whether that may be the positives or the negatives of it. Today, there's been a lot more research to prove the benefits of fasting. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So to start off is nowadays with TV and technology, people are eating a lot more. So that's because when they're staying up and on their phones or watching TV, they're eating at later times and it's causing excessive eating, obesity, it's giving people diabetes, and it's just overall become horrible for our health to overeat. So, sorry. I wanted to give this picture its own slide because there's a lot of misinformation about fasting. So the first one and the number one misinformation is eating disorders. Um, a lot of people believe that fasting can increase the risk of eating disorders with people, and there's been a lot of research to disprove that information. And fasting can actually help treat eating disorders, especially for people that have binge eating disorders, because it will allow them to stop eating after certain periods of time so they're not overeating and just becoming groggy and having excessive weight gain. Also, there's misinformation for muscle mass loss. This has been disproven, especially if you try to focus more on a high protein, lower carb diet while you are eating, and also with our ancestors. So, our ancestors obviously fasted. They didn't eat as much, they had to work for their food, and they were overall more fit than us and more resilient. So, that is now also the solution to this is going to be fasting times. So I am someone who recently started fasting as well. I've been fasting for about 3 months now, and I feel like it's definitely helped me. I've lost a considerable amount of weight. My insulin levels have dropped. So this is something that I'm very educated about. The different types of fasting can be 12 and 12. This is obviously the lower level of fasting. So that's where you eat for 12, within a 12-hour window and then fast for a 12-hour window. Then there's the 14-10, same thing. You eat for 10 hours, fast for 14. The one I follow is the 16-8. I eat in an 8-hour period. Mine's from 12 to 8 p.m. And I fast the other 16 hours. Then they kind of get a little bit more extreme, which is 20 hours you don't eat, and then 4 hours you do, and then OMAD, and then meal skipping, which will obviously not be every day you don't eat. It'll just be like on and off every other day, or like you don't eat for a day, and then the rest of the week you will eat. So those are the different types of solutions with fasting. And then the benefits of intermediate fasting. And so that includes weight loss, like I said, insulin levels, energy levels. And here I wanted to provide a graph just for a little bit more information on that. This graph shows that levels are lowered the more that you keep up with your fasting. I might butcher this word, so forgive me. I believe it's autophagy. I'm sorry, I'm not too sure to pronounce that word. And then ketosis and fat loss, stem and immune cell are raised. And then action is obviously check with your doctor and allow time for results. Don't just think you can do it for a week and then you're going to see these crazy results, but you might see some results, but obviously they're not going to be dramatic. And that is the end of my speech. This is my work site, and my name is Whitney Moteki. So it's something to think about.